Now, let's turn our attention to Ethiopia, as a rebel group known as the Oromo Liberation Army is due to start peace talks with the government on Tuesday. The OLA is active in the Oromia region. It's the homeland of the capital Addis Ababa. Well, in a statement, the OLA says the Ethiopian regime has accepted the terms for peace negotiations and hails it as a crucial and positive step towards peace in the region. Well, established in the 1970s, the OLA aims to fight for the self-determination of Oromo people, as the country's largest ethnic group claims they've been oppressed for more than a century. Well, the government, led by the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, recognises the political nationalist party, the OLF, but it considers the OLA a terrorist organisation. Well, despite not being militarily involved in the conflict in Tigray, the OLA pledged an alliance with the rebels in Tigray back in 2021. Well, both the OLA and the government have blamed each other for the attacks in recent years, including an attack last June, killing more than 200 civilians. Well, let's cross live now to Kjetil Tromvoll, who is a research director at the Oslo New University College and a specialist on Ethiopia and the Horn of Africa. Kjetil, first of all, can you just explain to viewers at home watching this, why are these talks so important?
Well, the Oromo insurgency is the biggest armed conflict ongoing in Ethiopia today. And after the peace agreement with the Tigrayan regional authorities, this is the key issue to solve, to try to cater for a stable development in the country. And it's an historical enemy, so to say, of the federal authorities, the Oromo Liberation Army. And also symbolically important, obviously, is that the Prime Minister, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, is from the Oromo ethnic group, and he needs to show that he has a special attention to this conflict also.
Yes, we know what's happening in Tigray, don't we? How does this conflict align itself with what's going on there? How are the two connected, if at all?
Well, they are connected in the way that they fight for the same political objectives. Both the Tigrayan, the TPLF, Tigray People's Liberation Front, and the OLA will like to secure a federal Ethiopia, the multinational federal system. They are both champions of strong political autonomy at the ethnic level. And in that way, they have the same objectives with in their fight against the central authorities. What we do see now over the last since the peace agreement with the Tigrayan authorities, is that the federal government is reorienting themselves politically, possibly deviating a bit from a centralizing policy and then moving back to a more federal inclination. And in that way, they have changed also their political alliances within the country.
So they both have similarities in what they expect from central government. How likely is it, Kjetil, that we're going to see the central government giving an inch to either of them, particularly in this case?
Well, the federal government are implementing the peace agreement with Tigray, so that is going rather well. And I would say that possibly a similar kind of framework of peace negotiations and a peace agreement might materialize with the Oromo Liberation Army. And in that regard, OLA might see that they will be deregistered as a terrorist organization and brought back into the political space of constitutional Ethiopia. If that is an easy process, probably not. But since they managed to settle the Tigray war, I would also say it is a good hope that the Oromo insurgency can also be settled.
What is the impact of all this on the region?
Well, the impact is that by bringing TPLF and the OLA back in from the cold and back to the center of politics in Ethiopia, Abiy Ahmed might alienate other former allies, the Ethiopianist nationalist fraction, and also possibly the Amhara nationalists, which have been his backers so far in his political tenure. So we might see a change of political alliances within Ethiopia. Abiy Ahmed is need to rely on a broad-based political backing from some of the key actors. If it changes away from the centralist Ethiopianist discourse and leading back to the federalist, well, then he's also alienating his former backers in the war against Tigray. At the same time, this might also have implications on Eritrea's involvement in Ethiopian President Isaias Afwerki of Eritrea's interest to still keep himself relevant and to still maintain his alliances within the Ethiopian national framework.
Okay, Kjetil Tronvoll, it's so good to talk to you. Thank you once again for joining us. Around the world and across the UK, this is BBC News.